We're doing WWE 2024 End of the Year Awards. We're going right in. Wrestler of the Year, MVP of the men's wrestlers. Go right in, Sammy. Let's take it.
I'm pretty sure both me and you are gonna agree it's Cody, right? We're on the same page.
Yeah. He was. You know what? I was torn. I was gonna say
You was torn.
no. Here's what I'm gonna say. If it's Wrestler of the Year, here's my thing. If it's Wrestler of the Year, it has to be Cody. If everybody's being objective.
Yeah.
But MVP, I would give it to Drew McIntyre. I was struggling whether that depends. Does MVP and best wrestler mean the same thing? Some people it does, but I think Drew McIntyre was very valuable this year. But undisputedly, Cody's had one of the greatest years in wrestling, honestly, especially modern wrestling. Like it's incredible the financial records he's breaking right now.
Yeah. That's why, and that's exactly why I was giving it to him no brainer, because if we're talking inside and out, I don't think no one topped him this year.
Back.
In terms of appearances, pushing the brand, pushing the envelope, making people interested to want to know what you like outside of the realm.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody did that better than him. But I like where you're going with it, David, because you're splitting it up from wrestler to MVP. See, I actually had something a little different from you. In the wrestling category, I was actually gonna say Seth Rollins, even though I've given him so much shit over the last few years.
Yeah, you've given him $2, man. It's time to repay it back.
In terms of wrestler of the year, I'm actually giving it to him because from top to bottom, who's delivering more better in-ring performances? I gotta give it to him. I gotta give it to him. He was involved with the Cody tag team dilemma.
He was the glue that helped that go too.
Then right after that, the role he went on with McIntyre, the Bronson Reed fight.
Yeah.
The shit he's about to do with CM Punk, he's about to finish the year strong.
Anytime and then let's not forget that World Heavyweight title run was a really great run.
It actually was.
Probably his best world title run. Probably since the Authority. I would definitely say that. Banger after banger. Had great matches with Damian Priest. Had great matches with a lot of the great Raw wrestlers. He's Mr. Consistency. I buy that.
That's what I'm thinking. If there's a close runner up, I have to give it a set. I have to. Out of you, like you just said, consistency. If we're gonna talk about consistency, Roman took that big break after WrestleMania, so he's disqualified. CM Punk was getting injured left and right. He's disqualified.
Right. Yeah.
McIntyre, even though I would love to put him there, he also took a little gap where he kind of stepped away, then came back.
Yeah, but that was after Hell in a Cell. He did get a couple stitches. He had to lay low. But I see what you mean. Seth was kind of consistent the whole year.
The whole entire time.
Yeah.
The whole entire time. So I gotta show him some love. I
like that. I'm not gonna argue with that. I think Seth Rollins, man, he's so consistent that I think people start to take him for granted and think what he does is easy, man. You give him a monster like Omos, he'll pull a great match out of him. You give him a little guy like Finn Balor, he'll pull a great match out of him. You give him anything, he's going to make it talked about, and he's gonna make it a good performance.
Yes.
And he was, like I said, he was very underrated, not just in the ring, but listen to the promo Seth Rollins have been on this year. Come on, bro. CM Punk don't want it with him. I've been telling you this since CM Punk came back. He's back and he's in his rhythm, but I see he's being challenged by Seth Rollins in a way I didn't know if he even expect to on the microphone. It's not it's not easy to out promo Seth, and I think that part of his game, the showmanship and the entertainment factor, he's in another level, bro. He was already almost untouchable in the ring, but he's starting to become one of those guys that okay, when I see him have a microphone, I really give a damn about what he's gonna say.
Yes, yeah, and he's always been someone who's not too shabby. You know,
Right.
I give him that credit for always leaving himself not too shabby. But I do gotta agree with you. I think he did raise his game
You
on
can
the mic.
hear it.
I think he did raise his game. He raised his intensity. He's raised his delivery. And again, whenever him and CM, I'm gonna say the same thing I said even last year. Whenever him and CM Punk is eye to eye, we gotta kind of expect these things because this is not prime CM Punk.
He
You
is
know what I
prime
mean?
CM Punk.
This is not prime CM Punk. You know what I mean? When you dealing with somebody who
He's not a prime CM Punk, but he's still a high level caliber man.
I uh,
Promo ability wise,
in terms of brand,
in terms of promos.
in terms of brand, I think he's still a high end. But in terms of promos, he still got to prove that. You don't think so?
Nah, but here's the thing: is I don't think that I only disagree with that because CM Punk hasn't been bad on the microphone by any means. He's been very, very good
Has he been
overall.
punked, David? Has he been punked? Has he?
I think
If you
I
take a
think
time machine and you go back to 2011,
I think once he got to the Drew McIntyre blood feud, he has been Punk, and I think he's been great. But Seth Rollins has been motivated and inspired to be even greater. That's why I give Seth Rollins the props in that area.
well, Dave,
He didn't phone it in and try to stay where he was at.
Dave, let me ask you this: Wouldn't you say even during those segments with McIntyre might have got him a couple of times?
Yeah, my fault. I had a technical issue with my lighting, but you were saying about Punk and Cena back in the day.
Yeah, I'm saying, David, if you remember when he first became that voice of the voices character, when he first changed the music and all that type of stuff,
Yeah,
he was literally top 2 to 3 on the microphone. It took a John Cena level dude to come and best him.
fair. That's
You
fair.
know what I'm saying? So clearly, right now we are watching something different happen.
What about here's what I'm confused about. I'm hearing you. What about Punk? Do you think is not delivering?
The mic,
I think
the character,
he's given us as best as we could have hoped for, other than the injuries.
the mic, the character, it hasn't really been consistent. It flashes, David. It flashes, then it goes. It flashes, then it goes.
So you think he hasn't been captivating?
I don't really think so. I
Wow.
think people are so much in the honeymoon phase of, oh my God, he's still here.
But it's been a year, bro. We're
That they're
past that
blocking their
phase.
ears, man. I think people are blocking their ears because they're still in love with the fact that he's actually here.
I'm not one of those people. I
I'm
think
not. No, I know it's not you. I know it's not you. But I'm saying in terms of the masses, he ain't really saying nothing like that.
yeah.
What is he saying?
Damn, dog. I'm surprised, dog. I thought him and Drew McIntyre has had a hell of back and forths. He's
They
held his
did.
own.
No, they
And
did.
I
They
even
did.
think anytime, even though I think Seth's been getting them, I think he's been having good promos against Seth too. Like this magic whenever they get in the ring and start talking shit to each other. Like it's
No,
a
they do.
different energy in
They
there.
do. No, they do. Because you can tell there's some real jealousy and disdain there. So you could tell that it actually brings out real words, real emotion from those two dudes. But I'm talking about in terms of David, you Seth Rollins is a good talker, but Seth Rollins, I wouldn't consider him a legendary talker. Drew McIntyre, great talker. I wouldn't consider him a legendary talker. CM Punk was the guy that we all used to consider a legendary level guy.
He is. He is.
So now how are you getting bested by these guys?
I think it's because these guys have find I think these guys have improved, and these guys are getting a different type of creative freedom these days, and that's not easy to compete with.
Oh,
That's
come
how
on,
I'm
stop
looking
it,
at it.
David.
I,
So you
I, I really do.
stop it. So it's either two questions. It's either two answers. Then my bad. It's either A, you lost your steps, or B, you was never really that legendary. Then
Nah, he was legendary. I guess.
that's what I'm saying. Is so it's one or the other. So he had to have lost his big steps, David. He had to have. Throw these guys in there with final boss rock. They ain't seeing them.
Uh, Again, I don't know.
They ain't seeing them.
You remember that segment where Seth and The Rock and Roman and Cody were all going at each other? Seth was holding his own against The Rock a couple different segments too, which is why I don't fault. This is why I think we're underrating Seth in overrating CM Punk's decline. I think Seth is one of those guys week in week out. He may not be a legendary talker, but he knows how to rise to the occasion and rise and match.
I agree.
That's what he does.
I agree. No, I agree. But David, again, we're talking about getting bested though. It's not even about holding your own. I've seen Drew McIntyre best this dude. I've seen Seth best this dude. These guys ain't besting Final Boss Rock because that's the man that still got it. He still got it. You know what I mean? He still got a loss in the loose in the tank. When Seth tried to get flipped with Rock, Rock was like, all right, man, I'm gonna make sure you lose that world championship.
Yeah.
And because he said it with so much swagger, and he really is that dude, it was powerful. It meant something.
Yeah, that takes me back to earlier in the year, man. Those were some good times, man.
That's what I mean. Like, bro, once Rock flipped that switch, nobody was seeing him no more. It was a clear-cut difference when he stepped in the ring. Clear-cut difference from him and everyone else.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So I expected the same type of feel from CM Punk. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's been terrible.
That's fair. That's fair. But I think these guys have bought the A game, man. Women's side, who you got?
I think it's because he's a baby face. That's my question. Do you think it's because of because he's always been the better heel?
That's tough. I think honestly, I don't see him how you see him, but I think a small part of it might be I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. So don't get me wrong. I'm going to bring my A game, but I'm not going to try to be too off the cuff or too anti-establishment. I want to still prove that I'm a new Punk. I think there's some of that there, but
that's fair.
I don't think he's been giving us bad performances, genuinely.
No, it's not been terrible. Again, I'm going to put emphasis on it. There's nothing he has done has been terrible. I wouldn't give nothing a terrible grade. I'm saying in terms of I'm taking you from your best prime and I'm comparing you to your best prime. There's a clear gap there. That's all I'm saying. There's a clear gap there because there was a point in time where it took Cena to come see this guy. And we all know what Cena is.
Oh, yeah. But dog, that was the Punk that was just talking shit. Like just angry and talking shit. Which a lot of great shit, though. It was good. It was good, magical. That's what he made a name.
Great material, yes.
But all I'm saying is, of course, that's gonna have a different flavor to it. That's when it was organic. That's when it was just happening. That's when he was granted. Vince McMahon literally said, "Go out there and get off anything off your chest." At that phase, like that, of course, it's gonna have a different energy and flavor. Like I said, I think now it's like, yo, I'm happy to be back. I'm still gonna be Punk, but I'm like, I'm not angry. I'm not gonna have that intensity
But Dave, here's why I'm gonna push back at you. What was Drew McIntyre doing against him? That was talking shit.
Yeah, yeah.
What was
That was great
what has
stuff.
Seth been doing to him since day one, since he came back? Talking a whole bunch of shit to him.
Yeah,
So you ain't gonna clap back at these people?
yeah. That's fair.
You
He has to. He
you're
definitely
not
has
gonna
some
try to go
catching
eye to
up.
eye?
He has some catching up to do.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying there's nothing bad about him. I'm just saying in terms of your prime, come on now. You're looking like there's a step back on you right now. You're looking like you're in your Jordan Wizards days.
Damn, damn, dog.
Like I'm gonna be real. You can still give us
Damn, dog.
something. No, no, seriously, he can still
That
go
boy
and
from
give us
Chicago too.
something.
You can't do him like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Dave, it looks like he can still flash us what 20 something here, 20 something there. But when you put him against the best of the best, now he's dropping off to like 17, 18. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Women's wrestler of the year. You who you got?
Man. Shoot. Mm. Wow, this is tough. You know what? I'm gonna give it a Nia Jax, man.
I'm right there with you. That was my pick.
I didn't want to. I was fighting myself.
Nah,
I
she's
was
had a
really,
hell of a year, though.
I was fighting myself to do it, but I got to do it. The David, we got to be honest though. The women, they did terrible this year.
It was a down year for them.
They did terrible.
Some of it was injuries and too much NXT women at once
I
came
agree.
up. Like you have too much fresh people that the audience is still getting familiar with right now, and that's been a problem. But yeah, it's been a down year. It's been a tough year, but
I agree.
Nia Jax has had an impressive year, dog. I think everything they've put in front of her, she's performed better. You know, cut some weight. She's leaner. She's a little bit better in the ring. And I like this storyline they got with Tiffany Stratton as the Money in the Bank holder, and Nia's treating her wrong and trying to replace her. And eventually, pretty sure eventually Tiffany Stratton's gonna turn good guy and cash in on her. But nah, Naya put in work. She queen of the ring. She's made that mean something. I gotta give it to her, man. I've always liked her, but I think she's improved tremendously this run.
Yeah, yeah. I'm giving it to off default. You know, it's really off default. It seems to me, I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but it seems to me the elite cream of the crop women, we can't get them to work.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know
yeah.
what the hell is
They
going
gotta
on.
get back, yo.
Like
Charlotte,
Charlotte, we can't get her to
Becky,
work. Yeah,
even my girl, very underrated because I think people sleep on her from 2016 to 2018. Alexa Bliss.
can't get her to work. Yeah,
Alexa
you're right.
Bliss is one of the greatest heels that you could have, bro. We need to
Yeah,
get her back. Becky, Charlotte.
something's seriously wrong with Bailey. I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, yo, it's funny you say that. We were just saying that the other day on Kai's stream, bro. Black Couch Booking. Shout out to him. I was like, yo, me and Humble, shout out to Humble too. We were like, yo, I can't put my finger on it, but there's something more boring about Bailey. There's no direction with her. Can't
Yeah,
put my
I've been saying
finger
it for
on
a
it.
while.
It's like there's no energy to her right now. Like it's
I've been saying it for a
odd.
while. Ever since I seen her try to do that stupid ass faction with the Asian women. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is
Yo,
going on
Sam,
here?
yo, stop, man.
What you mean, Dave? You didn't frown at that when you seen it. You didn't frown at it.
I thought it was that random.
I'm like, what is this?
It
What
was
is
like they
this?
were trying to make her their mouthpiece, all three of their mouthpieces, which
Right,
I didn't think. I think that's too much to put on her.
way too much. And not only that, if you're gonna put her in some type of faction, give her somebody with some real potential.
Yeah,
You know, give her somebody that you could stem a feud off of from it. They didn't do that.
I feel
I
you.
think that might have been what ruined her, honestly.
Yeah, she's in. Honestly, yeah, she's in a real strange place, yo. It's I can't put my finger on it, but yeah, those three we named, Alexa, Charlotte, Becky, they're gonna be important to get these newer girls up to speed, man. Um, I really want to hear your thoughts from this because I think this is the probably the most competitive category, most improved
Most improved.
for the men's wrestlers, aka like breakout star.
Yeah. Yeah. Most improved. Wow.
I'm
I
gonna I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Solo Sokoa. This guy, man, it started off a little slow when he
mhm.
first started doing this. I'm the tribal chief. I'm the better tribal chief. It started off a little slow, but once they got in the rhythm, once he pulled in Jacob Fatu and lined up the crew, Solo is a very compelling villain. He knows how to put on good TV. You could see his swag and confidence on the microphone and where his characters is growing every week, bro. You could see him playing off the crowd and manipulating the crowd more. Like this was a guy last year that didn't really get microphone time, and look at his
Yeah.
confidence and
Yeah.
his gimmick now. Like shout out to him, man. He obviously it's not supposed to be the Roman Reigns led bloodline, but he's made it mean something. He's made it impactful.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. To be honest with you, I'm going with Priest.
Yo,
Damian Priest.
he was my honorable mention. He was my honorable mention.
I'm going with Damian
He
Priest,
was my
man.
second place. Yeah,
Yeah, because if we're looking at somebody who was able to move around to different levels
yeah,
and be able to hold his own in every single department, I gotta give it to him. He held it. He held his own in the main event. He came to the mid card, held his own there. Did some tag team, held his own there.
that's a fact, though. Yeah,
Like there was nothing he missed. There was really nothing he missed, and not I can't point out a terrible performance in any of those categories when he moved around. I got to
yeah,
give it a Priest.
yeah. That's a great pick. He was. I was tossing back and forth with him and Solo bad, but I'll give it a little bit to Solo, but I'll take Damian Priest. He showed his worth this year, yo.
Yeah, and
He
I used to
he
give him shit. I
You
used to
need
give him
him.
a lot of
You
shit.
need him to carry Finn Balor in the tag team titles. He does that.
He
You
did
need
it.
him to make Bad Bunny look good in Puerto Rico. He did that.
He
You
did
need
it.
him to cash in money in the bank. He did that, dog. He was a great team player, dog. He's versatile. My only thing with him, I think he still has another gear to get to, but they need to switch up his presentation. Switch up the maybe his gear.
I'm waiting
Switch
for
up
that
his
too.
theme
Yeah,
song. Like, why does he still have this gothic
yeah.
sounding
I'm
rock
waiting for that too.
star?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yes.
like I
Yeah.
think that it's the little things, I think just tweak that a little bit. He's his own man. He's not in Judgment Day. Get away from the goth rock star looking stuff. Like I
Uh,
he's a big man. Maybe having a tire that shows off his size a little bit,
I,
but
I
I think
agree.
I think Priest is gonna. I think Priest is on a good trajectory.
I agree. I think that's what's actually stopping him from hitting that gear, David.
Yeah,
That everything you just pointed out, I think that's what's stopping him from hitting that gear. His music's very generic,
yeah. It's like
very
it's like
generic.
a
It's,
random song you pick in WWE 2K for a
it sounds
creative
like TNA
character.
made it.
Yeah,
It sounds like TNA made it. Like even the gear looks like AEW made it.
yeah. I don't love the gear. It doesn't match. It doesn't match him.
And I said it a long time ago too. As soon as he broke up from whatever Judgment Day, whatever faction that was, because I thought that was silly too. But whatever that was, I think as soon as he broke up from it, he should have looked different. He should have talked different. He should have carried
Yeah,
himself different. They kind of kept keeping him do the same thing. I don't get why they do that. If you're gonna
yeah.
break someone off, break them off completely, repackage them. Like
I agree with
they,
that.
they break people out of crews and still have them doing the same mumbo jumbo. It doesn't make any sense to me. But
Nah,
I think once he does that, he's consistently in the main event now.
I agree with
I don't think there's no turning back for him.
I agree with that. Like it's those small things like change your music, change your gear, give him a bad. He's someone you could totally give a badass entrance to. Like
Yes.
get creative, like it'll
Yes.
be good. But I don't like this. Like what type of song is that? All rise, and then it's like a rock and roll doo doo doo. Like come on, man.
I don't
Like
get it. I don't get it at all.
yo, this is the toughest category. This was tough for me too because their division has been weak, but we're gonna have to pick one by default. Tag team of the year.
Ah, man.
It's hard. It's hard. I even got I got hate.
I mean, I guess you're twisting my arm here, David, but I guess I gotta give it to the Usos.
Well, they were separated a lot of the year. It's hard to give it to them.
But in terms
It's
of
been they've been
storyline,
individual wrestlers technically.
they have. But in terms of like storyline purposes, I think they fought the biggest storylines.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
They had the biggest eyeballs on their storylines, unless you want to, I mean, because I can't give it to the Motor City Machine Guns. They just got it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're making noise, but they did just got here.
Who else am I going to give it to?
The Wyatt sit?
Absolutely not.
yo, this dude hates the Wyatts for no reason.
Absolutely not.
What's wrong with the Wyatts?
They haven't done enough.
They do got a lot left to do.
They haven't done enough.
Honestly, my pick by default is Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu, and Tonga Loa. They've been listen.
Come on,
dog. I gotta pick them by default. Who has been the most consistent? They had a ladder match on SmackDown. They put in work in. They were tag team champions. Anytime a SmackDown tag team needed a heel to go up against, they were that obstacle, that consistent obstacle. I have to pick them by default. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa.
But Dave, again, I kind of put them in the same boat as the Motor City Machine Guns. It's too fresh. I'm still waiting.
But I think they still made the. Again, is this the tag division we're talking about? Because it's slim pickings, they've been the most impactful. I honestly think they've been the most.
Yeah, but Dave, we got to reward the people who've actually been grinding out here.
If you want me to do that,
we got to either go New Day or Usos.
I was about to say that. If you want me to reward people that have been grinding, I'm gonna go to the New Day. Like
I'll accept that too.
When it comes to they haven't been winning championships, but it don't matter. They don't need the championships right
storyline.
But dog, they're cooking right now with what they're doing, dog. I don't care what nobody says.
In the way it built up.
The way they beat this heel turn is one of the best tag team heel turns ever. And I'm really excited to see where they take it. I can't remember it's been forever since I've been disinterested in the New Day. A heel New Day, like this is gonna be fresh and different. I would give it to them.
Yeah, no, see, that's something I can accept because even though they haven't been on fire, we've seen what they've been trying to do, and it actually worked. It worked. You know what I mean? They had them losing, then they had the frustration, then they went on to not seeing eye to eye, wanting to get physical. Then Big E Langston gets involved. They turn on him. Mm-hmm. You know, so I got to give them credit for letting it simmer and actually having a real buildup for them. You know, now what I want to see is how they going. How does this develop next? How does it pay off?
Yeah. Like, yeah, that's what I want to see.
What's the big main goal to this? Because if Big E Langston can't get physical, then now you're looking at it like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I
agree with that.
That's the only reason why I didn't pick them. That's the only reason why.
Do you have a gut feeling that there's a chance Big E is cleared?
He gotta be.
That's where I'm at. Like
he gotta be because what's the whole point of that?
They would not involve him if there wasn't a chance he gotta be.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on.
they must have it on the
They're
DL.
they're keeping this a big
Yeah,
secret.
they must have it on the DL that he's already good to go. Because what's the point of what would be the whole point of that segment? That'd be the biggest waste of a segment
Real talk.
ever. If you ain't gonna have him fight him in a handicap match, I don't want to see what the hell is going on next, Mo. I'm good.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you.
I'm
I'm
good.
really interested. Like, what is there? Because I know WWE is gonna. I think they're in the process of actually repackaging them. That's why they haven't had a match yet. I think they're gonna have new music, new gear.
This segment's been good though.
Yeah, like it's been fire.
They
Like,
walking up to people backstage.
yeah, they don't give a fuck. Cody Rhodes is like, I'm disappointed in you guys. They didn't give a fuck what he had to say. Like, I can't wait to see where they take this. And yo, for all some people that always saying that their old character was so nerdy and happy. The thing about Kofi and Xavier that doesn't get enough credit, these guys are vets, man. They've
Yes.
for 10 years they've been twerking and being happy and being nerdy and selling bootios. Look at how in the snap of a finger they had the range to anger Big E and get all that heat,
Yep.
bro.
Mm-hmm.
You had all that heat, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're vets and they know how to tap in and get that heat and stop being happy. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm waiting to see, man. Like,
absolutely.
Hopefully Big E can make a surprise Royal Rumble appearance. Maybe get kicked out by them or something.
He has to be. He has to be.
Like that's perfect, dog. Like I don't even care if he's cleared. He can come in the Rumble and get tossed out or toss them out. Something to keep it going.
He gotta be. He definitely has to be, David. That's what I'm seeing. I'm also seeing maybe possibly, you know, he tries to come back. He tries to be in like the chamber or something like that, and they make him lose or something.
I could see that.
You know, he tries to act like he's noble. He's gonna ignore him and go for the belt, and then next thing you know, they foil his plan at the belt.
I can see that too, though.
you know what I mean. So we got. All I'm saying is we got to see it. This is the shit we.
He has to be involved.
Yes. Yes.
Moment of the year, segment of the year. There was a lot of them this
segment
year.
Of the year. Segment of the year.
We had CM Punk come back. We had Wyatt's come back.
To me,
we had The Rock come back.
I was just going there, David. To me, it's easy. I think Rock beating this guy's ass in the rain. Ain't nobody outdid that yet.
Yo, that shit was fire, dog. Yo, I'm about to walk it afterwards.
Ain't nobody outdid that.
Yo, that shit, dog. That shit was too good. Dog, that I didn't pick that, but I wanted to pick that. I picked you know what I picked? I picked when Rock first turned heel at the press conference.
Oh, when he slapped
when he slapped him. What do you think was better, the beatdown or that? That shit was fire too, though, dog.
I think the beatdown, man. I don't think
the beatdown was a little bit more shocking. It was a little bit.
You know, he had the blood going.
Everybody felt a type of way about it.
He had the Versace outfit on.
Yeah.
He was talking that shit to him
the whole time. Yo,
the whole entire time.
The beatdown was a promo.
Like that was a movie scene right there.
Nah, it was.
That was a movie scene. You would think they did like 15 takes on it.
Nah, for real, yeah. That shit was cinema, dog. Nah, I gotta give it to you, dog. I mean, I love the press conference. I think that press conference was kind of the start of this new era that we're heading into.
The press conference was definitely shock of the year. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
It was
the way they did it, bro. Like
yeah.
Because everybody and their mama thought they were just gonna make Roman versus Rock official, babyface versus heel.
Yeah.
And then he came out of nowhere. It's like, yo, you're talking about his family. That means you're talking about my family.
Yeah.
And then Seth Rollins started cussing and all. Yo,
yeah. No, that was definitely that was the shock of the year. Yeah, that was the shock of the year. Yeah, that was definite because even him slapping him in the face, I didn't see I would have never bet that would happen. At a
Yeah,
press conference,
yeah.
I would have never. I
And
would
then
have
at
never.
the end, when he was like, Triple H, you fix this shit, or I'll kick his
Yeah,
or I'll
the
kick
way
his
he's
fucking
talking to
teeth out.
Hunter, like
Yeah,
the whole thing was shocking to me.
yeah.
Like the whole entire thing. That was the shock of the year for me. But in terms of all around segment, I got to give it to that beat down in the rain, man. From the top to the bottom, man. I enjoyed and I was geeked up on every single part of it, like I was a little
Real.
kid again.
That man, that segment, man. That I think those two segments were like the two, and they both, of course, involved the final boss. But those two segments told me that we're heading into a better era. That those two segments were the key right there. But there were some other great ones too.
Yes.
You know, between Punk and McIntyre,
Mm-hmm.
Roman in the Bloodline, there was plenty of there.
Even
Paul
with
Heyman getting put through the table by the blood.
even what my man Kevin Owens just did.
Yeah, yeah. No,
I
that
gotta
was
give
fire.
him some love. I gotta give him some love. I
Yo,
gotta give him some
people
credit.
be underrating him these days. That
Even,
power driver,
oh yeah,
that looked really
you got
good.
Triple H pushing him like he about to do something.
Yo,
You got a metal plate in your heart, dog.
Yo, nah, they executed that, man. Well done.
This dude's shoving him like he's out of the fight.
No, I'm like, why is this dude pushing him? You're gonna make fans think that you could get physical, dog.
And they did.
You're gonna make people talk about it, dog.
And they did. That's exactly what happened too, Dave. They did.
Yeah, dog. They've had a lot of good segments, dog. Like,
yeah.
Even the one after Bad Blood when Kevin attacked Cody in the parking lot and only the backstage footage caught it.
Yeah.
They've had some shit, though.
Right.
From a segment perspective.
Yeah.
Bronson Reed putting Braun Strowman on the car.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, man.
Listen. Dog, when he first did those frog splashes, David, I think that's up there, man.
Yeah. When he made Seth Rollins cough up blood?
No, before that. I think it was like R-Truth or something.
Oh, yeah. That was hot, too.
When he first started doing it, like, I was like, oh, shoot, what is going on here? And then he did it again. And then they had to call like 20 referees. And then he did it again. When I first seen that, I went wild over that, David.
Nah, he's on a come up. He's on a good come up, though.
I don't like how he's part of the crew, though.
He's not. That was a one-off.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
You didn't like him in the Bloodline? He actually fit that one-off, yo.
Nah. Someone who makes an impact like him, I don't need to see him being someone's lackey, man.